I think you'll be surprised to know that 33% of all the burglaries that we deal with are as a result of leaving either the door or a window open. Looking at this property now, from the outside, it looks fairly secure. It's got a light which is a fairly low wattage light, and so we'd always say leave that light on. When we're looking at security, we always look at the outside of the property and see what can we see inside. Your average burglar is going to look through a window and choose what is there in that house that's worth burgling. So what we'd always advocate is using net curtains, using blinds, anything that makes looking into the property more difficult. Lots of people ask me, is it worth having a burglar alarm? Well, I think it is, and I'd say that because burglars will listen to a burglar alarm. Can you imagine what it'd be like as a burglar if you got into a house and the alarm went off? You probably aren't going to spend an awful long time inside the house. When the burglar's looking at which house to burgle, they do spend some time looking at the property, and on the outside of this property you'll see that there's an alarm box, and it does pay you to keep that alarm box neat and tidy so it looks as if it's working and it acts as a good deterrent. The first line of defence, generally speaking, in a house is the front door. We've got to look at the door and think, well, what sort of protection is this door going to offer us? Now, this particular door's got one lock. It's a lock in the centre, which if we only had one lock, that's a good place for it. Inside, we've got some bolts. We've got a bolt at the top and we've got a bolt at the bottom, which is pretty good, and it spreads the locks across the whole length of the door. When we're inside a property, we've got to think of the valuables and what might be attractive to a burglar. Inside this property, we've got a laptop. Well, the laptop will be viewable, we'll be able to see it from outside. So all we'd say is put it in a drawer or somewhere so it's not readily, available. When you're looking at windows in a property like this, these are timber windows, so often the window will have a lock. That keeps the window reasonably secure. This one actually has got a key in it at the moment. You do need a plan for such as evacuation in case there's a fire, but what we'd advocate is take the key out and put it somewhere safe. Somewhere where you know it is, just in case you needed it in a hurry, but not so that somebody could break the window and gain access to the property.